Hello everyone, Turner Burner here with another video for you guys. This is going to be a longer discussion video, and it's actually my first discussion video in a while. I just want to go over some things that's on my mind for Horde and Escape, mainly Escape, as you could probably have guessed. But my first question to you guys is for people that like Horde more than Escape. Why do you like Horde more than Escape? Because I was actually talking to, I talked to a few people over the course of the last couple weeks or so, and as you can see here, there's 12 pages of lobbies for Horde, and obviously varying in difficulty. They're not always master or only master. They're not always 1 through 50. There's sometimes frenzies. But why do people? I'm getting the vibe overall that people like Horde more than Escape. And for me, as someone who did a lot of Horde and then got into Escape, so I had a standpoint of being able to do Master easily in both difficulties. Once I got into Escape, I not completely lost, but pretty much lost interest in Horde unless I was doing some unique challenge where it's like, I don't know, no JD or no Jack, or a couple of buddies of mine did the center of Pahanu. We did the center of Vaskar. I still haven't done Gridlock or Clock Tower, but I probably won't do that unless it's another one of those center of either of those maps challenge, because that's just, I can't think of a reason to do a casual Horde match. But maybe you guys can educate me on why you guys like Horde more than Escape, because I'm going to go out on a limb considering there's 12 pages of lobbies for Horde, and let me double check Escape before I'm not telling the truth. And there's only 3 pages of lobbies for Escape. So that's 4 times as many, roughly. 4 times as many Horde open lobbies as there's Escape open lobbies. Escape has far better XP, far more frequent card drops, but for some reason, Horde still has the, I guess, the replay value edge. So maybe you guys can educate me on me why you like Horde more than Escape. Because personally, I get bored with frenzies now. I could pretty much only do one without, being completely over it. The exceptions are, like I said earlier, is if I'm doing some sort of weird challenge where it's like I'm doing the center of, down the road when I do Clock Tower and Gridlock. If it's not a mid-map game, I'm probably not going to do it, to be totally honest. So I may never have those maps depending on who's interested in that. But those are the last 2 Horde maps I need. So, but yeah, can you educate me on me why you like Horde more than Escape? The cliche response, which you can still say, I'm expecting people to say is because Horde's easier. There's got to be something else to it as far as Horde versus Escape. Maybe you like playing with 4 of your friends as opposed to 2 of your friends. There's got to be something else as opposed to Horde is easier than Escape. I feel like that's too easy of a response, and I don't know if that hits everyone or if everyone even feels that way. But yeah, just let me know down in the comments why you like Horde versus Escape. And yeah, just legitimately out of curiosity. I think it could help me understand as well. Potentially might do more Horde videos, but again, I'm really not interested in Horde because it is extremely easy unless I'm doing some weird challenge where it's the center of a map or certain characters don't have certain skill cards, things of that nature. So, but yeah, let me know why you like Horde versus Escape. So. I'm recording this on the day that the Labyrinth is the daily hive, and I'm transitioning to the next topic. What I had 2 horrible games with randoms, and I don't mean randoms condescendingly. I just mean randoms as 2 people or 1 person I did not know, or is not a subscriber or is not on my friends list. That's what I mean by randoms. So I don't mean that offensively, because if I join your match, regardless of how much I play this game, I'm considered a random relative to you. Okay, now that we got that out the way. So I had 2 games with randoms, and it was horrible. So I see every single one of these hives, and this is going to come off as arrogant, but that's just what it is. I see every single one of these hives as extremely easy, in part because I had a good teacher early on and the people I play with. So each hive is, just it's almost routine for me because of again, I had a quick start early on because I had a good teacher and the people I play with. So I don't have I'm at a point where a lot of these hives, I really don't have the patience to lose more than once, because it's kind of a waste of time, because I know if I just wait till certain people get on, I'll be able to do it on the first try blindfolded. But the labyrinth I don't know if this is a hard map for people or people don't understand this map, but this map has a total of 9 invincible wardens roughly. You can get 7 to 9 depending on how you trigger. If you're just playing as a individual or casual run, you should only get 7, but you can get as many as 9. So 4 before the safe room and 5 after it. I don't know. I believe I didn't play in Operation 1 or when the game first started. I kind of got into it at the end of Operation 2, but I don't know how people played before, and I don't understand why people don't know how to trap wardens at this point in Operation 5. This map is over a year old, and there are still people that are high levels and high re-ups that don't know how to trap a warden. So the first game I had, it was a marksman and myself as protector, because I consider this map a complete cakewalk. There's a certain segment after the safe room where you can either trigger 2 or 4 wardens. And the way you're supposed to go is you're supposed to go right to the supply room and trigger only 2 wardens, and then you could do some sort of fancy stuff. Like if you're not in a party with a mic, this is what you would do. You can trap the 2 wardens in one of the rooms. There's a lot of options. There's no right or wrong way. There's a best way to do it, which I'll go over in a tutorial down the road. But there's no right or wrong way to trap a warden. As long as you put them in a room that has doors on both sides and they can't get out, that's the right way to do it. And then you can proceed to the next section. So this guy puts me in a position to where I basically have to trap 4 wardens on my own. And because of, the solo run experience and things of that nature, very little rattles me in those types of moments. So I was able to use like 3 or 4 different rooms to trap 4 wardens, which is, as protector, I was getting stim back, every 7 seconds or so. So I was able to take a hit from a warden and adjust, things of that nature. So I was able to trap all 4 wardens after the safe room. But what happened was, I guess he got lost. Now, granted, this is a level 20 marksman, and for people who care about re-up 37. So I expected him to do the map to have done this map at least once. But he may never have done it. He may have glitched his re-up. He may have done jingle jubies to get his level, which, another thing, just to, as a side note, be a cautionary tale for everyone moving forward in these public lobbies. A lot of people have level 20 characters because of jingle jubies. It took them 2 hours to get roughly 50,000 XP. So a lot of these high levels either may not know what they're doing or have low skill cards. So keep that in mind when you open a lobby and you see a level 20 class, even if their re-up is high. You have to, I'm not saying that to be mean or condescending, but people who host lobbies and people that are easily frustrated, that as I can be at times, they need to know this ahead of time, to where it's like, if you see a level 20 marksman on malfunction, don't get excited. I had a level 20 marksman on malfunction just yesterday not get the sniper rifle before going to the supply room. He went to execute a couple of rejects. He used Boltok to, shoot some of the Peacemakers and Deadeyes. He did not get the sniper rifle, which leads me to the conclusion that his level is either glitched, fake, whatever you want to call it. But at minimum, he did not know where the sniper rifle was. For one reason or another, that is you to decide. But the Jingle Juvies has overinflated people's levels and underinflated their actual skill. So back to the labyrinth. This marksman is coming from one side going to the other side where I'm at because there's 2 supply rooms and he triggered all 4 wardens. So what happens is, to get back to me, he opens a door. He opens a door that has a warden in it. And then I instantly kick him because it took me forever to lock all 4 wardens in a different area. And then he sends me a message saying he's going to report me, which is all fine. You do what you want. But the point is, a map that is extremely easy, probably the top 5, top 10 easiest map in this game, can be made to be one of the hardest maps in the game because, players either getting, just doing clock runs, surge runs, just doing XP events to overinflate their levels. I guess my point in that story overall, and it's going to tie into this rest of this video, is if you don't know what you're doing in a master escape match, I know there's no Iron Man anymore, but if you don't know what you're doing in a master escape match, do not pretend. Especially if you see my name in your lobby. I don't know if I'll host after my encounters the last couple of days. I don't know if I'll host public lobbies anymore. I kind of want to meet a few of you just, by happenstance, and sometimes you guys request Ice Queen, which I think is extremely fun. But the frustration of level 20 classes pretending they know their way around the maps, or like taking ammo when they're the brawler class, which is one of my biggest pet peeves. That's tough for me because it's just like I want to play this game to completion, but I know certain classes and certain types of players it's not playable. So like sometimes games with randoms can be much harder, infinitely harder than any solo run I've ever done, and that includes Paddock on the End. A game with randoms that don't know what they're doing on the labyrinth can be harder than Paddock on the End because, as an example, if I'm Paddock on the End and I play that with randoms, they may take the Lancer as brawler, because it typically is the brawler class that does the weird stuff as far as like taking ammo or taking salvo from Keegan or taking boom shot or frags from demolitions. I don't know what it is, but it's typically that class that tends to do stuff that is like you just need to explode juvies. You need to tackle and explode juvies or one arm punch and meat shield. Why are you taking ammo? And this will also tie into what I'm about to say later in the video. So hopefully you guys haven't clicked off yet because the rant portion is winding down. So I had a bad experience after this game on the Labyrinth as well, but I was very intentional about getting the sniper rifle, getting enough ammo for sniper, even as protector, because I knew that I treated it like a solo run, and then that's why we were able to finish it. I did finish it by myself when it was a team of 3 people, but I treated it like a solo run, so I was able to, at least make the pad by myself and fight off like 30 Jewies at the LZ as protector. Okay, rant over. I want to get to the constructive and, good side, but I feel like I had to tell somebody that, I know you guys see solo runs and score runs and custom matches. It's not all like that all the time. Sometimes I am by myself and I'm not in the mood for a solo run. So I see the daily hive. I try to get an easy one in just to get some XP for some of the classes that don't value as much compared to others. And sometimes it's hard even for myself to win. So a lot of people that don't play as much, I couldn't imagine what it's like for you guys as well. So, all right, rant over. Let's move on to the next part of the video. So what I realized in that video is that a lot of players in Operation 5 still don't know how to do their way around Master Escape. They could have been mostly Horde players, or they could have gotten carried or Clayton glitched every one of their 32 hives, which would explain their skill level or lack thereof. And I'm going to keep addressing this. I'm pretty straightforward in my speech. I'm not trying to be insulting. I'm just trying to be straightforward and not be behind the bush with anything. If you don't play that much in Escape, you're not going to be good at Escape. It's just it's linear. You play a lot, you get better. So anyway, so people that aren't as good as Escape, don't practice, either glitched their levels or did jingle juies to get their levels. I'm starting to realize that a lot of my videos, solo explanations, solo runs, timed runs, they're not necessarily helping the community overall. Now, they could be, and tell me if I'm wrong, if they are useful to you guys, but this is going to transition to my next part of the video. So what I'm going to start doing is, so I want to start helping people get better at whether it is solo runs on Master or just in, whatever difficulty you want to do. Solo runs on Master is going to be the main focus, and if you want to do lower difficulty, that's up to you. And then dominating every single escape hive. There's a trick on the labyrinth specifically where you can lock 4 wardens at once, which I guess a lot of people still don't know, even though this is Operation 5, but a lot of people still don't know how you can lock all 4. I'm talking about after the safe room. You can lock all 4 wardens at once, and the hive is a complete cakewalk. It just is easy. So my goal in the next, I don't know how long it's going to take me. It'll be relative to what I'm interested in on that day. But all 32 hives, I have soloed all 32 hives at least twice. And I have done, I'm almost positive I have uploaded runs in multiple contexts in terms of like timed runs in different operations and in different classes and characters. I'm going to go over every single hive in probably a very short period of time, as far as like explanations, so you can understand how to dominate and master every single hive. So there is already a person that has done this, but you guys either don't care or haven't seen that video. So there's someone else that has done all the hives already, I believe. And he did a great job. And I'm basically, if you guys have seen those videos, that will reinforce what I'm going to describe as well, because you may see similar stuff, but you're going to see it from my perspective. So, and because I do pauses and, I'm able to analyze situations because of how my recording situation's set up, that will allow you to see like, oh, this is why someone does this versus this. So I'm going to help everyone as best I can do very, very well on all the hives. And there's 32 hives, and I'll probably be able to knock all of them out in about probably less than 2 weeks, I would guess. So that is, at least that's my goal. If I can't do it, I'll tell you. But my goal is to do an explanation video on all 32 hives in less than 32, and that includes the clock. I don't care how easy the clock is. A lot of people still aren't good at that map because I have done public lobbies, so I know how good some of these players are, or some of you players are. So I'm still going to do an explanation video on the clock, the descent, easier maps, regardless of what, is meta of what the easiest map is. So I will do explanation videos on all 32 hives. So got that out the way. So also I'm going to do, and this is all going to be, it's going to be a lot of content coming out. So you guys will have to decipher what's important to you. I'm also going to do probably basic tips video. They may come within those hives, or they may be like short things that are on their own. So this is going to be almost more focused on tutorials in the next like 2 weeks or so. More because basically my ultimate goal is to go to a custom hive and be able to play any map because you guys know what you're doing 100%. That's my ultimate goal. So, okay, so the basic tips will cover stuff like, and this is another type of video, but it may double dip into, the hive explanation videos. So the basic tip one may cover stuff like dropping weapons or ammo conservation or how to meat shield, activating. So it may be too basic for a lot of you, but there's going to be players that either bought the game yesterday. I say that joke all the time, that someone plays like they bought the game yesterday. So they either bought the game yesterday or maybe they bought it a week ago, things of that nature. So I am going to show them, probably very short, like 3 to 5 minute. And the tip can be as little as 1 tip or as many as like 5 or 10. It really just depends on what comes to my head that day. So there's going to be basic tip videos. So there's going to be that as well. So there's going to be the, I'm sorry if I'm talking fast. I'm just kind of, excited about this. But so there's going to be the hive. All 32 hives will be discussed. And then there's going to be the basic tip videos. So after that, there's going to be the solo. There's going to be a higher level thing if you guys are interested in soloing maps. There is no explicit incentive to solo a hive out of the fact that you can say you soloed a hive. But I'm trying to get out of the soloing hive business. Not completely, because there are still some things that interest me, but I got into it as a form of kind of like validation initially, where it's just like, oh yeah, I can be, a certain level compared to other players or whatever. But now at this point, I really don't have a whole lot to gain from doing any more solo hives. I do enjoy them, but I think as far as like my list, because I kind of made an arbitrary list of things I like care about in this game or things I like to promote or show on my channel, it's like 4th or 5th right now. And if you've ever tried to solo hive, it can't be the 4th or 5th most interesting thing relative to the same game you're playing. So you may see a dip in like soloing hive frequency, because I want to get into, I hate to word it this way, get into the business of, I don't know how else to word it, get into the business of helping people solo hives. I get more, like I've gotten a few comments over the course of the last, 7 or 8 months of me soloing. I think it's 104 hives at this, 104 solo videos that I have. I've gotten a few comments, people saying like, oh, I saw your video and I was able to solo the labyrinth. I remember that vividly. A buddy of mine was able to solo the surge as Clayton, which is not easy because there can be spawn issues and elite drone placement issues after the safe room. So there is value. I think there's value into knowing how to do this on your own. As of this video right now, I'm probably going to do a solo map, because I haven't done one in like a week and a half, which is, slow, like is infrequent for me. I might do one right after this video, but that's mainly in part because I want to get a certain class level 20. So it kind of serves a dual purpose. And this class has never been used on any solo hive ever. So that part kind of interests me as well. But ultimately, I want to help people solo maps more than I'm interested in soloing a map. I have nothing more to gain into doing the same solos that I've done before in the past. In my opinion, I have, with my paddock on the end, that's basically relative to the ideas I have that could be hard, that's possible. My paddock on the end, considering the grind it took, the creativity I had to do, the consideration, because there's a lot of things as far as like people who do solos. I don't know how many players have even thought to do that at that time, even though Paddock had a Lancer, things of that nature. And that solo in and of itself pioneered how people play Paddock. A lot of people, and I've seen a lot of videos, and I've played with a lot of you. And granted, you could have done this before, but a lot of Paddock players get a Lancer and they always empty it. So I never, before that video, I never saw that. So that video will probably be my channel trailer for a very long time because of how it's shaped. First of all, how hard of a solo that was for me, number one, and number two, how it has shaped how people play Paddock after that video. I've seen people on Twitch and other YouTube videos of Paddock gameplay and solo runs, or a few solo runs, and if there's a Lancer, they empty it. It's just what it is. So that video, I've always appreciated it for those two reasons. There's a couple solos that rival it, like my Clayton on the split when there was Iron Man and when it was hard. Because of the Iron Man, that was one that's right up there. Clayton on the Gatekeepers is up there, but Paddock on the end is probably, and that was my 40th solo, so 64 solos ago, and that's probably, in my estimation, as good as it gets for me for solos. So being self-aware of that, even if I do something I haven't done before, there's a couple solos I had in mind, like Anchor on the split I was working on like 3 weeks ago, but I was having trouble before the LZ because of all the DR1s. But that's just another story for another video. You might see that in the future. You might not. If I can't do it, then you won't see it. Or if I'm not interested, you won't see it. But I'm ranting again. So I want to help people get, better at the game as opposed to kind of being entertained by what I'm doing. Or even you might get something out of my solo run videos, and that may be enough just to see it. But I feel like it's very important at this point in my YouTube position, if you will, to start kind of focusing towards elevating players, making Escape more on the map. Because honestly, the fact that there's 12 pages of public lobbies, which is, I believe it's nine games per page, so 108 public lobbies of Horde, and only three pages of Escape, which is now it's two pages of Escape, which is 18. So you're talking about there's 5 times the interest of Horde versus Escape. And I think that's laughable because I just find Horde boring for the most part. Now, I'm not trying to, knock anyone playing Horde. You do what you want, but I just don't understand the gap between Horde and Escape. Like, why is it so much more played than Escape? But especially with each hive being available for time. So those are the 3 things, and just to recap, those are the 3 things I want to touch on, where it's like, I'm going to do tip videos more often. I'm going to do solo explanation videos more often of stuff I've already done. And I'm going to do tutorials on all the maps, because I think I've only done Ice Queen, and I'll probably redo that one, get more detail as far as Ice Queen is concerned. So, in a lot of these videos, they're, the solo explanation ones specifically and the map ones, they're not going to be a quick watch, and that's by design. I kind of want to weed out the people that really aren't that interested, and I want to invest in time that people invest the time in people that actually really want to elevate their game, because I want to talk to those people. The basic tip people, or the people that only want to watch a 5-minute video, the basic tips will interest you more. But if you actually want to elevate your game as far as a solo run or dominate every single map with ease, it's gonna take some time. It's gonna be a process, and I want to guide my channel towards people that understand and care about that. And just as full disclosure, because I can be intense and passionate, and that kind of scares people. I guess I can say I apologize for that if you guys feel offended or talked at to in any way, but this is just kind of how I talk, and this is kind of how I am. Highly competitive, highly passionate in things I care about. And one of the things I care about is, the escape culture, my channel's culture, and elevating as many people as I can to get, ideally as good as me for escape, if not better. So that'll be, at least over the course of, I'll give myself some leeway in case I'm not accurate. Anywhere between 2 and 4 weeks of grinding of this will be focused on elevating all of you guys to be dominant escape players. That way, you guys can do more things as opposed to clock runs, surge runs, descent runs. You guys can do, I was doing split runs the other days with a couple of my buddies. So, and also, I see some beginner and advanced, which is fine. But if we can get most of these lobbies to master, that's also a win for me. So I have so my reasoning is dual purpose, where it's just like, I want to, obviously number one is getting everyone really good at escape. And then number two is selfish reasons. I want to go to a lobby, host it, and have people that know what they're doing 100% of the time. Obviously, 100% of the time is not realistic. That is a fantasy of mine. But, those are my goals, at least for this short period of time. So let me double check my notes. I believe that is it. Three other things, I guess, but they're not going to be long. Custom hives will continue to be uploaded. Custom hives will always be streamed on Twitch. I'm not sure how many per day I'll do necessarily, but if you make a custom hive, and I have 2 people to play it, I'll play it and upload it, and you guys will hear live responses to our video. Sometimes we get annoyed if you guys put too much in your video, and then there's a big frame rate drop, and you'll hear it from us. So you'll get live feedback during the video. So I think that's more important than like me in the comment section saying something different that's not as straightforward than what I say in the video in the moment. I was actually talking to my buddies of mine where it's just like, I like the commentary on some of the runs because of the fact that you get to hear what someone's saying right in the moment, as opposed to after we've won, everyone's calmed down, and everyone gets more PG. If something like a bunch of poppers and elite drones piss you off, I don't know what everyone else thinks, but I like hearing that in that moment. But and then we give feedback to the creators, and you guys can either adjust or add more enemies or or subtract enemies. It's totally up to you what you do with your custom hives. I enjoy custom hives. I respect creators as a creator, so I can always. That's probably why I have a soft spot for custom hives, because I know the fact that someone took the time to create this, just like I take the time to create my stuff. So I can respect and level with people like that, even though I have no interest in making a hive myself. Who knows? I may make a hive in the future. If I do make a hive in the future, it's going to be something absurd. You better believe it. It's going to be like a 15-act hive that takes 4 hours. But, if I get interested in that, I'll keep you guys posted. So that's for custom hives. Keep them coming. I appreciate you guys, giving me custom hives to play. It gives me, a new challenge to work on, and it helps elevate my game. And it also gives, a new look on Escape than, no hives being released, which is a travesty. Also, ranked versus, sidestepping to another topic. Ranked versus is something I've been interested in. Let me see my ranks. I don't know off the top of my head. I don't want to say I'm like super passionate about it, but if my circle of friends aren't doing any timed score runs to regain number 1 spots or attain number 1 spots, or if I'm not interested in a solo run, or if I've done enough custom matches for the day, you'll see me do ranked versus, mainly because it's a challenge. I don't enjoy ranked versus more than PVE by any means, but if there's nothing else going on, I gotta look for challenges. It's the only way it's going to keep me motivated to keep playing. A lot of people are motivated by other things, and that's fine and well, but I am almost exclusively motivated by challenges. So I sometimes get into casual runs here and there. It's rare, but if I could challenge myself every minute of every day I'm online, I'd do that. But it doesn't always work out that way. But versus, has an outlet for me to do that. But anywho, so these are my rankings across all the modes. I'm sure people think like, oh, he's trash for bronze or whatever. But yeah, if you guys specifically for King of the Hill and Team Deathmatch, if you guys are as good or better than me relative to this ranking, and you guys want to play King of the Hill or Team Deathmatch, I would say we would need to share a mic, or you would need to also have a mic if I have a mic, just for communication. Let me know, because I am highly interested in being masters in free for all, TDM, and King of the Hill. And I know for King of the Hill, there's no way I'm going to do that. Well, not as good as I am. There's no way I'm going to do that solo. So if you're as good or better relative to the gameplay you see or seen free for all, let me know. And that's pretty much it for ranked versus. So also Twitch, I'm still trying to hit Twitch affiliate. Actually, okay, let me tell the truth. I'm not really all that interested in Twitch on that level. I just do it as another means to show you guys. Some people like to watch it live. Some people like to watch it on YouTube. It's really up to you guys. But because Twitch has certain issues with like lag, and they promote channels that are a little bit more risque. I don't know. I'm trying to say this delicately. They don't promote channels on their homepage for exclusively gaming reasons. That's probably the most G-rated or PG-rated thing I can say about Twitch without being insulting or as gross as they promote certain channels. That's basically what I want to say about Twitch. So you can kind of read between the lines of what I'm trying to say. And if you have a question about that, I'll comment below and say exactly what I mean if you don't understand. But Twitch is another mode, and I recently got my phone fixed, so I can comment below if you guys are watching live. And what you'll see live is score runs and custom hives mainly. I don't think I'm going to be streaming anything else. I think those seem to generate the most interest. You'll get to hear different voices and different communication. Solo runs, I don't stream anymore. I used to before I had a capture card, but I won't stream a solo run anymore. I don't talk to myself. So I'm a severe introvert, actually. So I think in my head a lot and things of that nature. I'm not like antisocial per se, but I'm an introvert. If I were to describe myself as either or, so like a lot of the stuff I think about is in my head. So yeah, I don't talk to myself, so I don't need to, I don't need to live stream that necessarily. And not to mention, back in the day, before Iron Man, solo runs used to have a ton of failure, because of, game mechanics I tolerated that were faulty, things of that nature. So, but, if you want to see primarily custom hives, or if you want to see score runs, those are probably the two main things I'll stream. And I'm considering getting into Gears Tactics now that I have Game Pass, so you might see me stream that as well. I don't know the level of interest there, but you guys let me know. So based off of my notes, we have reached the ending of this video, but my main focus over the course of the next, I'd probably say 2 to 4 weeks, will be dedicated on a mixture of custom hives and some form of tutorial, whether it's skill cards or gameplay examples, things of that nature. So it'll be, you'll see some solo runs sprinkled in, but overall that's going to be my focus. And you might see like 5 videos in one day. If you see something like that, I encourage you to just put it to your watch later. Maybe watch it with depending on how your lifestyle's set up, you can watch it at the gym or, listen to it on your way to work, things of that nature. So, and unfortunately, I don't speak multiple languages. I might talk to some of my buddies and my real life buddies that speak other languages. Maybe I can do some tutorials in other languages, but there's no promises there. But I'll see what I can do as far as people that speak Spanish or French or German. I'll see what I can figure out there, if I can figure out anything for you guys, and also to pay homage, because I do know based off of my analytics that there's a ton of people in different countries that subscribe or watch my channel, which I do appreciate. I don't know if you know I appreciate because you don't speak English necessarily, but I do appreciate it. So hopefully you guys understand that. I appreciate every comment, every like, every dislike, because there was a time where if you look at some of my older videos, only got like no comments and 15 views or 5 likes, stuff like that. So the fact that people are tuning in means that, and my channel is getting slowly and slowly bigger over time. Which is, if you have a YouTube channel, that's intuitively your goal, while retaining your identity. I appreciate everything about this, channel community and things of that nature. So, thanks. If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for listening. If you have questions for me on here, I will. And if it pertains to this video specifically, I'm going to make a point to comment and reply to every single one of them. And the comments has slowly started to pick up to where I think I'm missing some, and sometimes my notifications aren't getting to my phone. So sometimes I find one accidentally or see a conversation that happened and I didn't even know about. So if I don't comment back to you, please forgive me. It's not that I'm trying to be rude, but sometimes the notifications aren't there, or I simply don't necessarily have the time like I once did to respond to every single comment. But I do read all the comments. That's something I'm still able to maintain. And I can, if I can think of something quick to reply, I try to get back as soon as I can. So anyway, thanks you guys for watching. I'll try to, like I do for some of these, I'll try to make, chapters so you guys can, skip to whatever you guys want, as far as to, hear me talk about things of that nature. So some of the things I want to discuss, and I am done. Thanks so much for listening, guys, and stay tuned for the next video. Who knows what it'll be? That is the excitement. Thanks for listening, guys. You guys have a good one. Peace.